Hey guys, it's your boy Jay, and this is Football Talk. And in this one, we got some more college football news. We got 25 biggest features added to college football 25. We are a week away, and my goodness gracious, I'm just surprised, happy. It's so many emotions that I have been experiencing so far. Once again, guys, I just want to say thank you for all the love and support on the college football 25. I mean, some of you guys have been with me, what, a year ago when these videos start getting made, maybe even 2 years ago when these videos start getting made. So guys and girls that's been with me since then, I want to say thank you. And for the new ones that's just coming around, I want to say thank you as well. I greatly appreciate all the love and support, man. We only gonna keep on continue to go up. Man, oh man, I cannot wait to hop into this. I know I'm a little late because this came out like 4 hours ago. So yeah, without further ado though, let's jump right into it.
College Football 25 comes out in a week, so let's talk about the 25 biggest features for the upcoming game. If you haven't been keeping up to date every step of the way, or you just want a roundup of all the most important things for the game, including some info that we learned today, this is the video for you. And if you don't want to miss out on some of the future info that we'll be dropping, like the Road to Glory deep dive later this week, or the exclusive gameplay I'll have for you guys this weekend, make sure to subscribe and turn the bell icon on so you don't miss them. Let's see if we can get this channel to 600k subs before the release of this game. If everybody watching just subscribed, we could do that in a few days. Number 1, over 11,000 real life players are in the game, including Arch Manning, who just announced that he's officially in the game. He was one of the only notable people that had originally opted out of the game, and it kind of became a meme. A lot of people were giving him a hard time for it, but I guess he had a change of heart, especially after seeing pretty much everybody else opt into the game. So you will be able to play with Arch Manning in College Football 25, including every other big name and even small.
Guys, I saw this on my Twitter or timeline. I think I got the notification, if I'm not mistaken, about this. That 11,000? Guys, do y'all understand how much is 11,000 players? That's, I don't even think, how many of us has even wrote that number down on a piece of paper all throughout school, throughout, if you're an adult like me, like how many of us has actually like even seen that number? Like that is a lot, man. And I'm so glad that Archie Manning did have a change of heart, because it's the first college football game in what, 10-11 years. I mean, Archie was, let's see, if I was in elementary school, I think I'm older than Archie. I might not be, but yeah, that is correct. I was in elementary school.
Football game that
the last
actually
one
utilizes real players, and they even have real player likeness as well that looks pretty close to how they look in real life. They used AI along with pictures to kind of make these faces because they couldn't scan over 11,000 players into the game, but most of them look pretty good.
Just where I'm at in life, like the people who are closest to me inspire me,
Number 2,
that is big right there.
Gameplay. This is one of the biggest things about this game.
Oh yeah, we saw this.
Differentiates it from Madden's gameplay, which is also created by EA Sports. As we saw in some of the gameplay footage yesterday and earlier on, the game does play very fast. It's very wide open. You're gonna have a lot of big plays. You're gonna have a lot of good ball carrier and left stick movement in this game. You're gonna be able to get sticky. You're gonna be able to create highlight plays, and you're gonna be able to just really make some crazy stuff happen on the field in a way that you can't just quite replicate one-to-one in Madden because it's a slower game.
Well, nah, I ain't gonna spam the spin move.
More realistic, I guess, but in terms of a video game,
what college football is probably gonna be like?
Number 3.
Have you ever played Madden or arcade mode?
Another one of the biggest changes to this game as compared to Madden, because the Madden passing system doesn't have the best ball trajectory. However, in this game, they have redone it with a new passing meter that gives you much more realistic ball trajectories. You're able to really loft the ball into the air to the back pylon.
I did see some people comment on the passing meter thing, comparing it to 2K, of course.
You're really able to make.
I've seen some people that said they don't like it or it looks too hard.
Even more realistic, and it makes the passing a lot of fun. Combined with the left stick movement, you're able to really place the ball where you want, and now your throw power rating isn't just about distance but also velocity. So a guy with high throw power is absolutely going to be able to make more difficult and tight window throws than a lesser throw power QB will. Number 4, wear and tear. This is another one of the bigger gameplay changes from the old NCAA games and even the Madden.
I think this is going to be the biggest.
Monitor how your players are taking hits The more your player takes a hit throughout the game, the more certain body parts start to fatigue, and their ratings will dip a little bit based on how much punishment they're taking. So with QBs, you definitely want to get out of bounds or slide. With running backs, a lot of times you want to make that choice of whether to go out of bounds or actually try to truck forward, because you might take more damage taking that impact, whereas if you go out of bounds, you
will really see who's really good at this game and not with this.
Abilities and a toughness rating applied to this, so some big name players will be able to withstand more hits. They'll be more workhorse like players. So
yeah, so they mentioned this in the gameplay, like the first gameplay showing that they did yesterday. Yeah, was it yesterday? All these days are coming too fast. But yeah, they did mention this, and I do feel like this is probably going to be one of the biggest like differences between who's that dude and who's really just thinks he's that dude. Because how many times have we seen in Maddens and all that, people just keep on using these same exact people? Now you gotta be careful. You can't be having your running back running up and down every single drive. He gotta come out. So that's also means you gotta recruit, like when you in the like the dynasty, well, not dynasty, but yeah, like when you in the dynasty mode, you can't just be thinking about, oh, your starters. You gotta have good backups as well, you know. And that's what's really is gonna like this. That's what's really gonna separate a lot of people right there. Like you can't just be focused on all the starters, all the 5 stars, 4 stars, whatever. It might be a 3-star that you maybe, or two. It might be a 2-star that you like. I don't think so. But how many times have we seen in college football, real life, those 2 stars light the thing up? Wasn't Justin Jefferson like a 2-1 star or something like that coming out of high school? And we all know what he did. I think Jamar was very similar, something like that. So I like it.
Much as lesser players,
it's a good challenge
for your whole team. This will also be in the game modes like Dynasty and Road to Glory.
Even for me personally, it's a challenge.
Week basis rather than just a quarter-to-quarter basis. Number 5, abilities. This game has a ton of player abilities. No X factors like Madden, but just abilities. But the way they've done it in this game is the way that most people kind of like abilities done. It's not a guarantee. It doesn't happen every time. They have different tiers from bronze all the way up to gold. The higher your ability is, the more it will activate, but it'll never be a guarantee. It's only situationally going to apply a boost to your player, and it's really only going to be on the top 100 players to make them feel a little more special. Number 6, home field advantage. Now this was expected to be in the game because it was a staple of the older NCAA games, but they've really done it in a bigger and better way.
You can literally like
of the stadium or
see the ground shaking.
They're much more intense than they used to be. They also brought back the crowd pulse where you can pump up the crowd and turn the meter up. They have a lot of differences with the home field.
Now this be my first time like seeing the
players not understanding their assignments than they did back in the day. It's going to be harder to audible
the crowd meter thing. I didn't play the older games when they had this stadium pulse.
It definitely feels like a challenge when you're on the road in this game. And to go along with this, there is also confidence and composure in this game. So if a player is hot, he will be less affected by the home field advantage, or if they have a road ability, they may be less affected by this. But if their composure starts to dwindle, if they start to take some big hits or get sacked, or your QB throws an interception, then he's going to be a little bit more affected by the home field advantage. So how you play in the game will also affect how your team is reacting to the home field advantage. Really quickly, before we continue with this list, I do want to mention that we are still sponsored by Underdog Fantasy. If you like sports and you like winning money, then you've got to be on Underdog Fantasy playing.
Shout out to Underdog.
Can't beat that. Number 7, unique college style playbooks. Now this is something that was expected because it was always a thing in the older games, but once again, they kind of outdid themselves and they brought it to a whole nother level this time around. Of course, you're going to have all of the crazy option playbooks like the Army and the Navy, but you're also going to see a lot of newer age formations in this game, like with Oklahoma and Tennessee that have the wide splits in their playbook.
College playbook.
More RPO type stuff.
It's just
than you saw in the older.
It felt like recess. You remember you just like had the football, you draw up a play in the huddle. That's what college football plays seem like to me.
You're going to see a lot of crazy trick plays as well. There's so much to dive into with these playbooks to where you can keep switching around and you'll always find something new and never truly get tired of them. Number 8, the switch stick. One of the bigger innovations for this game is the switch stick on defense, which will allow you to switch between players with the right stick post-play. So you can be on a linebacker defending a shallow route, and then you can flick the stick up to the safety and then try to take away a seam route or something like that. This is going to be something that definitely takes some time to get used to and perfect, but those who do it will be that much better on defense in this game.
Yeah, I got a good feeling I'm not going to be too good at that.
Something that this game is introducing that the older games didn't have, and even Madden has not had, is the ability to have a bunch of different hot routes at your disposal without the need for an ability. So instead of just the standard hot routes,
I feel like I am going to use this though.
now with both the analog.
At first I was like, I don't know if I'm going to use that, but I think I am.
You'll be able to hot route
Because there have been times where I'm like, dang, I wish it could just go right to the first down.
Routes, different flat routes, triple option routes, and more. And included with this are the custom route stems, where now you can take routes and you can stem them to whatever depth you want. So if you want a corner to run 2 yards or you want it to run 30 yards, you can do that. Number 10, a new kick meter. This is going to be another one of the bigger changes for gameplay, and it's
This is definitely going to be a big challenge for you, boy.
Intermediate ones a lot harder than they've been before. We've had different kick styles with old NCAA and Madden games. This is by far the most challenging kick meter to date, where the side-to-side bar moves pretty quickly, and if you're
How many of you guys remember the old kick style?
that it's almost impossible to get it in the middle, and then you have to also fill up the power bar after you nail the accuracy, but you don't want to overkick, because if you kick too hard, that's also going to affect your accuracy. So there's a bunch of different things you have to take into account when kicking field goals now, and I guarantee you in this game, you're going to miss more than you ever had in a game before, making those long field goals not a guarantee. Number 11, multiple commentary teams. Another big feature for this game's presentation is the fact that there are multiple commentary teams. You have the big game commentators, which are going to be Kirk Herbstreit and Chris Fowler, and then you're going to have the regular games, which is going to be David Pollock, Reese Davis, and Jesse Palmer. There's going to also be studio updates coming throughout the game from Kevin Connors as well. Now, if you're doing regular Play Now games, you can pick whichever commentary team you want, but if you're in Dynasty mode,
I love that.
Big game commentators if it's like a playoff game or it's the game of the week. Otherwise, you're going to get the secondary commentary crew. Number 12, in-depth recruiting. One of the biggest things about this game is going to be recruiting in Dynasty mode. It's pretty much the life of Dynasty mode, bringing in those new players, having to convince them to pick your school, and it's more in depth than it's ever been. More in depth than it was in NCAA 14, but also kind of similar to how it was in NCAA 13. You can do a bunch of different things to find out your players' interests, from DMing them to talking to their family to literally just sending the house and trying to sell them immediately. Once you find out what they like,
the amount of detail that they have put into this mode is incredible.
Their motivations. However, if they have a deal breaker, you'll have no chance to get these guys at all. So if you're,
and I'll see die hard like Dynasty mode, like,
and there's a recruit that wants
fans are just like
team now, you won't be able to get him.
What?
There's going to be gems and busts in this system as well.
Yeah, I've
and
seen those too.
Much deeper than what I'm going to talk about here. I did a whole video on Dynasty mode if you want to check that out, but just know the recruiting in this game is as in-depth as it's ever been, and it's going to be pretty challenging for you. Number 13, the transfer portal. Another big change for this game is how prominent the transfer portal is. Now, in the older games, there was transferring.
Transfer portal, one of the most confusing things ever.
Now, every season, players will enter the portal, players will leave your school, but you'll also be able to get other players out of the portal. But keep in mind, much like recruiting,
it's a good and bad. Depending on who you are, it's good and bad.
Your school, if you are a
it's good or bad, excuse me.
Them up, and this is going to make Dynasty a little bit more chaotic than it's ever been in the past. Number 14, custom conferences and schedules. In Dynasty mode, you will be able to customize conferences.
I absolutely love this.
Back the old Pac-12, you can switch up the SEC, you can do whatever you want, and you can also customize your schedules.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm putting 4 teams in the SEC.
Schedule pretty much whoever you want, and they also have fictional FCS teams in the game.
You can guess who the 4 teams will be.
Number 15, Team Builder. Yes, Team Builder is going to be in the game. We haven't heard a lot about it yet. From what I know, it's going to be ready when the game launches. I don't know if we're going to hear anything about it prior to that or not.
It's supposed to be, I think they have a website for it.
Create your teams, and you can actually create rosters for your teams in there as well. You can upload custom logos. You can change your uniforms to whatever you want. You can create the roster.
I definitely can't wait to see how that actually looks like
within this, and probably some more. We don't know a whole bunch about it yet because I think they're still kind of getting it ready. At least that's what I think, but it should be out for the release of the game, and you'll be able to create your teams in Dynasty mode. Number 16, college football playoff and conferences. Yes, these are going to be
the 12
playoff with the ranking polls during the season to let you know where you
stand. I remember when I first heard about this, I was like,
conferences like the new SEC and the new Big Ten, So you'll be able to experience that new college football playoff and the new updated conferences in this game before people will actually see it in real life football, because the game comes out before.
And when you do see this in real life,
pretty cool. Number 17, unique.
A lot of us gonna be confused on who's who.
Absolutely knocked out of the park with presentation for this game. Every team has a unique intro for this game, so you're gonna see Notre Dame tap.
The presentation is video deep dive that they did is one of my favorite videos I've ever watched on YouTube. Like, I've watched that on my own time, like at least twice a day since it came out. And I'm serious. Like, it looked like, just like with the headphones on, if you got earbuds, headphones, whatever, just sit in your chair, sit on your bed or whatever, wherever you at, and just watch. Turn the TV off if you got the TV on. Just watch, and then just let it soak in. Close your eyes. You know, just feel it. That's why I did the third time I watched it, I did that.
Tapping their play like a champion sign. You're gonna see the Florida Gators.
That's all man needs.
LSU tapping the win.
I did shed a tear. I ain't gonna lie.
Anything that happens,
I ain't even afraid to say it.
It'll likely be in this game.
Words are hard.
Intros unique and special to each team. Number 18, themed crowds. This is one of the smaller, but in my opinion, awesome things about this game. You will have themed crowds in Dynasty mode where applicable. So for example, if it's the first home game of the season typically, or if it is a big rivalry game, or if it's the game of the week, you will see some of the themed crowds like Penn State's iconic whiteout, or some other examples are BYU with the white and blue crowd, Tennessee.
I didn't even know BYU did this.
If your school has some type of a themed crowd, it'll likely be in the game, but you will
have you have a themed crowd?
Number 19, pageantry and traditions. Now, the previous two things I talked about kind of go along with this as well, but I wanted to make this its own talking point because aside from the themed crowds and the unique team intros, the pageantry and traditions go so much deeper than that. You've got all the band songs for every school. You've got unique crowd chants for every school. So if your crowd has a specific chant, there's a good chance that is in the game. Even the hand signals that the crowd and the teams do, like for example,
Penn State one was crazy.
The horns, or
we are Penn State. I didn't even know they said that.
Even specific celebrations are in the game, like the turnover celebrations where some teams have a championship belt, or Colorado.
The turnover celebrations look awesome.
Celebrations, we found out yesterday that the Colorado watch celebration that Shedeur Sanders does is also in the game. They've paid very close attention to all of the details.
Nah, I like that. Okay.
Music in the game, which we state how they play Mo Bamba, and I do think this will play at other stadiums as well because it's just.
This was the highlight of for a lot of people was this.
But it's going to be more prominent at Penn State. But there's even other songs in the game like Sandstorm for South Carolina. You've got Zombie Nation, which plays at multiple stadiums. You've got Tsunami Bounce, which is popular with the Navy. And you even have the Iowa Wave song when they wave to the Children's Hospital at the end of the first quarter. So again, absolute attention to detail was paid.
I watched a documentary about that, and it was very heartwarming,
in my opinion. Number 20,
very cool.
Road to Glory. Now this is the mode we know the least about so far, but they do have a deep dive coming Thursday, so we'll find out all the details.
Okay, I was wondering when the deep dive was coming.
Manage a weekly schedule, your GPA, and your image, and also you can earn things like brand deals through NIL as well. You have to earn coach trust so you can get more playing time, and there's also going to be the transfer portal, and you can transfer every season if you want to. There is no high school this year in the mode, but you can pick to be a 2-star prospect all the way up to a 5-star.
I saw some people complaining about that, but
earn your way up to a bigger school after approving.
Was it really like a cool thing to have?
We'll transfer to Madden so that you can bring him over there and play in superstar mode with them. 21, Road to the College Football Playoff. This is the online head-to-head regular team mode, and it says here on their website you will experience a new way to play competitively across consoles in this mode. You can represent your university, or you can take a power school to climb the polls. You earn rank by upsetting the toughest opponents and securing the votes you need to progress and level up divisions. Stack wins to earn your chance at making the playoffs and take home the national championship. So basically, it's going to be something like maybe a 10-game season, and you win so many games, then you get put into the playoff with other online competitors in your division where you currently rank, and then you go through the playoff and you try to win the championship, and the more you win, the more you climb the online leaderboards, which is going to be pretty cool. Number 22, past and present players. So today we learned with the Ultimate Team Deep Dive that there are going to be past and present players in the mode for the first time ever, because back when it was in NCAA 14, they could only have past players because they didn't have the rights to current players. So there will be legend players in the game through that mode if you choose to play it. Number 23, solo.
Wait. I didn't. Nah, look at. I didn't even know Ray Lewis went to Miami. What's this? B 81, 81, 75, 83, 79, 84, 78, 85. Oh my goodness, you could play. I can. No, what? Oh, the whole 2019 LSU squad. Yeah, yeah, I got you. I got that. Hello.
Through that mode if you choose to play.
No goodbye.
Number 23, solo seasons. Another feature in Ultimate Team will be solo seasons, which is new to even this game or Madden, which means you can actually play through a season mode against the computer. You don't have to go online with your Ultimate Team and get
what?
If you don't want to. You can
nah, ain't gonna lie.
I was through doing challenges, and then you can
I would love to do that
against the computer. Number 24,
because I'm not an online player.
This is kind of a two-part thing here. So there's an offline gauntlet that's been completely redone and looks absolutely crazy, which includes a bunch of new mini games that were also added in this game, ones that weren't even in the older NCAA games, and ones that aren't even.
Yeah, I haven't heard too much about the mini games.
Different mini games, all these different challenges, and it's pretty hard in my opinion from what I've played. But there's also a new gauntlet mode for Ultimate Team as well, which is going to be during the weekend. I think it's their spin on Weekend League where you play through 10 games, I believe it said, and you have to win at least 8 games to earn rewards. So it's going to be the competitive mode each weekend for Ultimate Team. Number 25, house rules. Ultimate Team will have house rules in this game, much like it did in Madden, but it sounds like they're putting a different spin on it and they're going to rotate it a little more often. You'll be able to play these different styles of games like college overtime, for example, where one week it'll just be a college overtime style game and you're just trying to beat your opponent in college OT, whereas other weeks you may play a game where first downs are 20 yards instead of 10. Basically just a different way to kind of kick back and play the game without taking it too seriously.
I mean, and I thought, man, that online, what is it, the single season online thing, that's right up my alley. Cause like I said, I'm not an online player at all. But with that, I ain't gonna lie to you. I think I'm gonna get online with that because you can play against a computer, and I like that. Man, oh man, we are like literally right here, guys. And I have seen some celebrities online, that got hands on it first and stuff like that, their reactions. So I'm super excited. Hey, if you're a football fan, this is your year. But that's gonna do it for me, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this reaction. Love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.